Now, in the previous session, we had discussed about Salvatore and Assunta, and both of them, like when they looked at each other, both of them got married ultimately. And ultimately, there was also in the just above this paragraph, we also find that there was a change now in the appearance of Salvatore. Soon after he got married to Assunta, and now he was in a change, or the change that you could find in him was that he has now turned into a great big husky fellow who was tall and broad to look at. But of course there was no change in one thing, and that was the same kind of ingenuous smile that was always there present on his face and always reflected the trust which one can always feel. Now it was like presently they, after that it's mentioned that they had children also. So they had children also, children were born to them. Now it was hard enough life. Of course, being a fisherman is not an easy life, because all through the fishing season, towards the evening, he set out in his boat and one of his brothers for the fishing grounds. Now all the fishing season, whenever it was the time of fishing season, towards the evening, then he used to like set out in his boat and with one of his brothers for the fishing grounds so that he can go for fishing. It was long pull of 6 or 7 miles. Now of course they had to travel a distance of around 6 to 7 miles, and then he used to spend the night over there only in the water catching the profitable cuttlefish. So because they knew that of course when they will be able to catch the profitable cuttlefish, they will be able to generate a good amount of profit. Then there was the long row back again in order to sell the catch in time also. So there was a long row back again, means that there was also a long, you can say, a row back again. A row here refers to like it was a kind of as and on they used to collect some cuttlefish. They had to sell it off. So it was like a cycle. Okay, so it was a kind of a cyclical process in which they had to like order. That means they had to like sell the catch in time. That was also very, very important, that they had to like sell the catch, whatever they have caught, on time on the early boat to Naples. And of course that means they had to like sail towards Naples, and then they had to go over there to sell the catch. At other times he was working in the vineyard. Now of course when it was other times means the other time here refers to the time when it was not the fishing season. So he used to like work in his vineyard from dawn till the heat drove him to rest, and then again when it was trifle cooler till dusk. Now of course that means he used to work throughout the day. That means early morning only till the dawn. He used to work from dawn till the heat drove him to rest. That means he used to work till the afternoon, and then after that again he used to take a rest for some span of time, and then after that till dusk again he used to work in the vineyard. Often his rheumatism prevented him from doing anything at all, and then he would lie about the beach. Now it was always that his rheumatism prevented him from doing anything at all. Now it was just because of rheumatism only that he was not able to do a lot of things. So that is why prevented means he was not able to do a lot of things at all, and then he would lie about the beach smoking cigarettes with a pleasant word for everyone, notwithstanding the pain that racked his limbs. Now he was so very carefree kind of a person. You can make out from this only that he would lie down on the beach when he was suffering from rheumatism, or it was like he was feeling the pain of rheumatism. He used to lie down on the beach smoking the cigarettes with a pleasant word for everyone. Now he always had good words for everyone. That means he never had anything bad, or he never had a bad word for anyone in his life. Notwithstanding the pain that racked his limb. That means even though he was suffering from a lot of pain, he was never a complaining kind of a person that who kept on complaining all the time. The foreigners who came down, now there were foreigners also who used to visit that place. So the foreigners who came down to bathe and saw him there said that these Italian fishermen were lazy devils. Now wherever there were foreigners who used to come over there to bathe over there, They saw him there and said that these Italian fishermen were lazy devils. They used to call them, those foreigners used to call them that these are actually lazy devils. Lazy devil means they were actually lazy fellows who were all the time lazing over there, lying out about on the beach. Sometimes he used to bring his children down to give them a bath. Now, sometimes what he used to do is he used to bring down his children to give them a bath. They were both boys at this time. The elder was of 3 and the younger one was less than 2. Now, what you can say is that they both were actually 2 boys. The elder one was of 3 years of age and the younger one was of just 2 years of age. They sprawled about at the water's edge, stark naked, with Salvatore standing. Now they used to like sprawl here and there about the water's edge. That means they never of course never went into deeps of water. They were all the time there, present over there on the shore, and they used to like there present in the water. And their appearance is being told over here that when they were there in the water stalking about, they were absolutely naked, and Salvatore was standing on a rock. Salvatore would dip them in the water, and then what he used to do is he used to like Salvatore when he used to stand on a rock, he used to dip them in the water to bathe them. The elder one bore it with stoicism. Now the elder one was bearing that with stoicism. Now what was the thing that is said over here about his, that if you talk about the children, they are all the time having a different kind of behavior towards everything. Now if you talk about the elder one, he used to bear it with stoicism. Stoicism means it's actually a kind of you can say a feeling in which you are actually feeling a pain kind of thing on your body, but then too you are actually not you can say displaying it in front of anyone. Okay, so the elder one was feeling pain when he was like dipped in water and held in by Salvatore with his you can say husky. He being a husky fellow, he used to like hold him in his arms and then he used to dip him in water. He had to endure the pain of that hardship without even displaying the feeling and without even complaining to his father that he was feeling some kind of pain when he was like dipped in water or when he was holded by him. Then it is written here that the elder one bore it with stoicism, but the baby screamed lustily. But the baby, when you talk about the smaller one, that was who was the younger one, that is the 2-year-old one, he used to like scream loudly. Salvatore had enormous hands. Now his hands, if you talk about, his hands were very enormous to look at. Large hands like legs of mutton. They were so very large and hefty that they were just like looking as if they are legs of mutton. Coarse and hard from the constant toil, and they have become very rough and hard also from the continuous work that he was on all the time doing. That is, he was all the time working in the fishing for fish. I mean, he used to go for fishing. On the other hand, he used to also work in the vineyard. But when he bathed his children, holding them so tenderly, whenever he used to bathe his children, he used to hold them so very delicately, like he was drying them with delicate care. And moreover, when he used to like bathe those children, the hardness and the coarseness of his hands used to absolutely change for his children, and he used to hold them in such a very very delicate manner and in such a very very tender manner. It's written that upon my word they were like just flowers, and he used to just treat them as if he's holding flowers in his hands. That's what is being said here. He would seat the naked baby on the palm of his hand and hold him up, laughing a little at his smallness. Now what he used to do is he used to hold the baby in his hand, and then he used to make the baby sit in his palm. The small boy, the younger one who was just of 2 years old, he used to make that naked baby sit in his palm, and then he used to hold him up and laughing a little at his smallness. And then he used to laugh at the small structure and the small physique of that boy, and his laugh was like the laughter of an angel. Now when you look at the laugh of that Salvatore, it looked as if it was the laughter of an angel. Now this laughter of an angel also is symbolic of something. What is it symbolic of is This laughter is actually symbolic of the fact that the quality of goodness which was present in his heart. You know, something that is always said is that whenever we are good at heart, it's always reflected in your expression, in your behavior, in your fashions. So that is what's been said here also, that it was written here that his laugh was like the laughter of an angel. His eyes then were as candid as his child, and then his eyes were also as beautiful and you can say attractive as that of his own child. Then it's written here, I started by saying that I wondered if I could do it. Now, who is this I over here? This I over here is the narrator himself. So the narrator is saying over here that he started by saying that whether he really wondered for the fact that whether he could do it. What he could do it here means is that whether he'll be able to elaborate, explain and describe Salvatore in the best possible ways or not, or whether he'll be able to elaborate and explain the qualities of goodness present in Salvatore or not. So it's written here that I wondered if I could do it, and now I must tell you what is it that I have tried to do. Now he says that now he is saying that now I must tell you what it is that I tried to actually do. That means what I actually wanted to convey. I wanted to see whether I could hold your attention for a few pages while I drew for you the portrait of a man. Now he is saying I was actually just trying to make out that whether I'll be able to hold your attention or not for a few pages while he drew you the portrait of a man, while he was describing the structure, the appearance, the behavior, the qualities, the characteristics, the reactions of a person. And who was that man here? Salvatore. Just an ordinary fisherman who possessed nothing in the world except a quality which is the rarest. And he is telling over here that he was trying to express a quality which was present in a fisherman who did not possess any other thing in the world except the rarest quality. What quality is? The quality is the most precious and the most loveliest quality that anyone can have. And now he was talking about which quality? He was talking about the quality of goodness. Heaven only knows why he should so strangely and unexpectedly have possessed it. Now he's saying that I really wonder how is that possible that he can possess such a good kind of quality in himself, and therefore he was wondering that it's only God only knows how can he carry that quality of goodness in him in such a blessed manner. All I know is that it's shown in him, and all he knew is very well is that it was absolutely reflective in him very well. That is written here. All I know is that it's shown in him with a radiance. It was like showing, it was shining in him, or it was reflected in him like it was a radiance. That means it was like absolutely a bright light. If it had not been unconscious and so humble, would have been to the common run of men hardly bearable. Now he says that if it not had been unconscious and so humble, now if he wouldn't have been so very humble and unconscious, then would have been to the common run of men hardly bearable. Now then Salvatore would have been the same kind of a common man, or he would be there present in the list of the same common human beings, of those same human beings which are hardly bearable. That means all the time they're like when we talk about people around us, they're all the time complaining, they have some or the other problems, they're all the time discussing one or the other thing. So that's what is being said here. And in case you have not guessed what the quality was, now in case if you have not, he's discussing that in case if you are not able to guess what quality was it, he says I will tell you goodness, just goodness. Now he says that I was just talking about one specific quality of his, and that was goodness, and goodness only. Now what we can say is that in the whole story over here, we have discussed about a specific quality of goodness present in Salvatore, and here he has reflected that quality in the best possible manners. Now when we talk about the story Salvatore, we can say, like if you talk about, like for example, if you talk about this quality of goodness is the quality which shines with the radiance in the character of Salvatore. Outwardly, if you talk, his appearance doesn't evoke any emotion, but inwardly, he is good at heart, a genuinely, you can say, guileless man. While young, he had a very pleasant face, a laughing mouth, a carefree eyes. These were all the descriptions that were added. And the most significant thing about his character is that Salvatore had great emotional attachment to his family. First thing is this, because when he left to become a sailor in the navy, he wept like a child. Far away from home, he was dreadfully homesick when he was there in away from his family. He was absolutely a homesick. He was missing his family and the girl he loved. After his return from military service, when he met his family, when he ill of some mysterious ailment that's been told over here as rheumatism, it has been told about this also, that he bore it with the mute and uncomprehending patience of a dog. And if you talk about his patience, it was indeed perennial. So you can say that Salvatore actually possessed this as only the best quality in him and the rarest quality in him, which was the quality of goodness.